Said, I promise I will get to you. Go ahead.
Thanks, Vedant. Sticking on Lebanon, the New York Times is reporting that Israel's top generals want a ceasefire to start as soon as possible without Hamas having to be eliminated, that Hamas could still remain in power. They want to do this in order to, reportedly, to get the hostages out, which is something that everybody wants. Do you have a comment on that at all? And obviously this is no surprise given that we've seen IDF spokespeople come out and say Hamas cannot be defeated. And where is there anything that you can give us on
So I'm just not going to offer analysis on the back and forth in terms of the negotiations and the assessments that might be ongoing as it relates to the ceasefire proposal. What I can say is that when President Biden laid this out a number of weeks ago, we made clear that this three-phased approach that the UN Security Council endorsed, that Israel supported, is ultimately the best way to end the violence in Gaza and ultimately end the conflict. We believe that it is the best path to ensuring all the remaining hostages can be released. We think it's the best path to ensuring that humanitarian aid is able to get into Gaza. And so ultimately, Hamas has a choice here, and they have the opportunity to alleviate some of the suffering of the Palestinian people. And so I would echo what I said yesterday, is that the time for haggling is over and that there's a proposal that's on the table.
So that main goal of getting a ceasefire does not require immediate defeat of Hamas.
We have been pretty clear also that we do not want to see Hamas in charge of Gaza anymore. The secretary was clear about this at the Brookings Institution yesterday, and beyond that, it's something that he laid out last fall when talking about certain principles that the United States views as non-starters when we're talking about the day after this conflict ends. And a key tenet of that, of course, is Gaza no longer being a springboard for terrorism against the Israeli people, and Hamas no longer being the governing authority there either.
Okay, and just on Lebanon, just following up on that, there's absolutely no change in security posture for the embassy there? Anything?
I have no updates to offer. I will just use this opportunity to echo, because you all know how much I love travel advisory warnings, that the travel advisory warning for the entire country of Lebanon continues to be at a level 3 at reconsider travel, and specifically the regions of the border bordering Israel, as well as the borders in the north bordering Syria, are at a level 4 of do not travel.
Okay, and then on West Bank, the Israel's far-right finance minister, he agreed, this was end of last week, but he finally agreed to release funds for the Palestinian Authority. It was a tit-for-tat exchange for legalizing, or for Israel legalizing 5 Israeli settlements. Do you have a comment on this kind of tit-for-tat engagement? Is that something that the US would tolerate moving forwards? If there's anything that should belongs to the Palestinian Authority that should go to them, what's your comment on them saying we'll only do it if we legalize settlements?
So first, on the issue of correspondent banking, our view is that ultimately these are PA funds. These are funds that belong to the Palestinian Authority, and so we of course welcome reports that Israel will extend the correspondent banking relationship for 4 months and to release a portion of the PA's clearance revenues, but our call is for Israel to extend correspondent banking for at least 12 months and to release the rest of the withheld clearance revenues as well. It's important to remember that the viability of the Palestinian Authority is essential to stability in the West Bank, which in turn is essential to Israel's own security interests as well. We have made these concerns clear to our partners at Israel at the highest level, and we'll continue to engage with them on this issue. Now, separately, it should come as no surprise to you that we view the expansion of settlements and outposts as inconsistent with international law, and again, we view these as something that only serves to weaken Israel's security. Unilateral actions like settlement expansion and legalization of outposts, they are detrimental to a two-state solution. So we'll continue to use the tools at our disposal to expose and promote accountability for those who threaten peace and stability in the region. Go.
That point.
Sure. Let me, one second. I promise